following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trap Nerd Sports Podcast.
I'm your host, Duke Clark.
Sitting here with my least favorite people.
Damn, that's crazy.
Joey, least favorite person. I'm not going to put Harry in that group.
I'm
Joey
least favorite
Savs.
person.
No. There's probably like five.
I got to name a few.
Yeah, there's a few. And Harry, dude. He never lets me introduce you. We just always got to make it about him.
You know?
And then.
Selfish, you know?
Yeah.
It's all about me.
Yeah.
Me, mine, I.
Have a Hershey's.
Okay.
I wish there was a Snickers in there for you, dude.
I need that shit.
You do.
Fucking starving.
I feel like you just never eat before you come on a podcast, and you're just always hungry here.
It takes it out.
I don't want to.
It's not a good strat.
I don't want to be all full and like relaxed, not trying to talk and shit.
Yeah, I mean that's why you get coffee. You don't drink coffee, do you?
Nah.
That's weird.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't trust you anymore. It's bad.
Trust you.
Like who just raw dogs life?
They are.
Hell yeah.
Listen to this.
All right, well we got a jam-packed episode of almost nothing happening.
We can talk about some shit. I got some shit.
No, we got some
Let
stuff.
me talk about something
We
first.
got some stuff. All right, you can start.
Let's just start off with.
I got some shit to start off with.
I go ahead.
All right.
Did it come in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to.
Who was that?
Oh.
Oh, it's the Peter Griffin impersonator.
Hey, listen, your love for sports teams is total trash, just like you.
Just like you.
No, restart it. We need to put it in the mic.
Hold on.
All right, so before you start this, wait. So, who is this guy?
This is Ken.
This guy Ken.
Oh,
I've
so
never.
He won our
you,
fantasy
boy.
league. Baker Makes Me Moist was his team name.
Matter of
Wait,
fact,
was
shout
I
out
in- I
Ken
was
for
in a
this.
league with you guys, was I?
No, it's Aaron's league.
Shout out Ken for this. He's gonna make my day just for dissing Duke.
Ken's
This
so
is
good.
I've
fair.
He
never-
bought, to reserve Baker in the draft. It's a 2-quarterback league.
Oh, this guy. It was
He
this guy.
he bought us pizza and wings, and we guaranteed him Baker in like the 10th, and he just won the league. He ain't got us pizza.
I can't even talk shit about
Baker
him
was
beating
nice with the
Baker.
Rams too.
Yeah, he's a legend.
So yeah, I have no idea who the fuck this guy is, and he just randomly paid for Peter Griffin to talk shit to me. So here we go.
Oh, I hear that Duke. It's me, Peter Griffin here. That's right, America's favorite dad and a second best of my. Hey, listen, your love for sports teams is total trash, just like you. Let me tell you this one, okay? All right, the Patriots are better than the Bills. The Bucks are better than the Knicks, and Ohio State is way better than Arizona State. And, and by the way, Josh Allen could never fill Tom Brady's jockstrap, okay? Just stop being a freaking loser and always remember the birds to win. Well, a bird, birds to win. Birds to win.
Oh shit!
Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
But that was
That
fire.
was
That was
funny
lit.
though. That was funny.
That's fucking awesome.
He should have said Arizona was better than Arizona State. Ohio State being better than Arizona State is just a given. That doesn't make me sad. It's just
This is a good TikTok clip. This is going on TikTok for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for that, Ken. That means that you watch us, I guess.
He knows all your teams and shit.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. And it was all facts. 2 Patriots are better than the Bills. Bucks are better
Patriots
than
are
the
gonna
Knicks.
come.
I'll tell you one thing he was right about. ASU blows.
They do. They're gonna be good.
He
Bro.
could have said Oregon State's better than Arizona State.
He could have said
That's what he
Buck.
should have said.
He
I
could
don't know.
have
They're
said
very
Buck
upset.
now.
Fucking Air Force and shit running triple options. Like, you guys fucking suck.
No, they're gonna be good, dude.
When?
Kelly Dillingham.
Who's that?
You can't even say his
He's
name
the
right.
offensive coordinator from Oregon that came
Oh,
over
he
to
came
ASU.
over?
Yeah.
Who's your guys' coach?
Gadget. Him.
Herm Edwards, though?
No, Dillingham. He's the coach.
Oh, he was the offensive coordinator and
Oh,
came
he
over.
And he
over.
came, yeah,
and
he's
he's
from
coach.
Arizona. I think he played quarterback, played in college. Just one of those coaches that was like trash player in college.
You
but
know,
a good
you know what's
coach.
crazy? I'm sorry, this is way off topic and from last week.
Okay.
But we were talking about coaches. It just registered in my head on that FIBA. What is it? What's the team?
FIBA shit?
Yeah, no, the team that you know what I'm talking about? The
The
USA
basketball shit
team.
we
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about? FIBA.
One of
FIBA
the
or whatever.
coaches is the Gonzaga coach, right?
Yeah.
But he don't even coach pro. That's
Yeah. And Krzyzewski was coaching
Well,
the
Krzyzewski
Olympic team.
was their coach
yeah,
for
it's
the
crazy
longest
to me
time.
though. Those dudes should just go to pro. or they don't want to.
No,
I don't
they
think
get
they
paid
want
so
to.
much
They
money.
get paid more, and they probably just love it.
Yeah.
And Mark Few got like a DUI or whatever, DWI, and like didn't get no trouble and shit. Like he was chilling out
Yeah,
there.
That's fire though to be in a college coach, but you're good enough to coach these like high level teams.
Yeah.
Like that's fire.
Yeah, Canada's
My
about to
bad.
put
I was
work
just
on
thinking,
them.
no, dude, that's over.
I wonder who the
USA.
Canadian coach is.
USA.
Yeah, so ASU will be good in a couple years.
Yeah, probably not. But
Better than Ohio State.
Maybe in like 30 years when the world flips, ASU will be on top.
When it starts snowing down there and shit, and
Yeah.
it's like a desert here.
That's crazy. You really do have all sucky ass sports teams.
You
Watch your
know,
mouth,
my
buddy.
team just won the division 4 years in a row, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh yeah, I remember that shit used to matter to me.
Yeah, you know.
Now
I mean,
that shit's-
it matters to you now. You
I
haven't
was
won a
saying-
Super Bowl since fucking
Yeah, it was-
2000 and
It will
fucking
start.
10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
It will
that long
start,
ago.
but it will start
that's
mattering
almost
soon.
15 years ago, bud.
Yeah, almost, but it's not.
When the Lions keep winning, it will start mattering.
The Lions are gonna not win it at all.
All right, man.
All right, so not too much news, but D-Hop finally signed with a team. He signed with the Titans. I think it's a great move for the Titans. I just think it's a stupid move for it. I don't think it's not stupid. It's not stupid because if you're making money, but I just so someone responded. I tweeted from the Trap Nerd Sports account about how basically how he signed with the Titans, and I asked the question: would you rather get paid 13 to 17 million? I think 17 is like the cap of what he can make on a team that doesn't have much of a chance to win the Super Bowl, or would you rather get paid 5-6 million on a team like the Bills, Chiefs, name some Eagles maybe that will be in the conversation for the Super Bowl? He responded that we had to remember that the Titans were the 1 seed a couple years ago.
It's facts. Though.
I didn't forget that though. They lost in the first round.
Second round, 'cause
Second
they got
round
to
to
buy.
Baltimore.
But well,
They
the
lost
first
to
they lost in their
Cincy, yeah.
they lost their first
Wait.
game. Sorry.
They beat Baltimore. Baltimore was the number 1
Okay,
seed.
that's what it was.
And then last year they lost 7 games in a row to finish 7-10.
They had a lot of injuries. and shit,
Tannehill was
though.
hurt, but I just think Tannehill's not the greatest.
But just think about how much more serviceable he is though than their other quarterbacks.
Yeah, like Burks will probably be, coming into a second year, also learning from Hopkins, should have a better season. That tight end is filthy. I don't
Which
know how to
one?
say his name,
Like,
but yeah.
I just
Final
tra-
guy.
all right,
Then
okay,
obviously
he's
Henry's
on
Henry. They drafted that Spears kid from, I think, Tulane.
Yeah,
just
their
imagine,
defense
though,
is
what are you
always
gonna
good.
The
do?
defense is solid with
Yeah.
Vrabel.
What are you gonna do though? How are you gonna stop their offense?
I felt the same way as you, and then we were in this group, and Milk was saying a couple of these things, and I'm like, I actually respect that. Like the Titans are one of those teams, like on paper, like yeah, they don't do it for you, but somehow they'll win
Their
7 to 10 games or whatever. I still don't think they can beat Jacksonville for the division, but
Their
maybe.
defense be playing. They're dogs on defense
Yeah.
too. Just like they just all play.
Yeah, Vrabel's
Well, Vrabel's just a really good coach, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And I mean, I get it. Like,
Yeah, but then you got to think
if this was
he's
3
making,
years ago, I'd be like, holy fuck! Like, how are you
Right.
gonna shut down Henry and
was
Hopkins?
better
But
and
like,
healthy. Hopkins was better. Tannehill
Yeah.
was better.
what did Henry have last year? Like 1,500. Like he's
I'm
still
not
like
sure.
one of the best running backs in the NFL.
Yeah, but he was
until
catching,
he's
and
not.
he was catching last year too. They started throwing him the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
I wonder if they're gonna keep like adding that in for him.
Yeah. What if when you posted that about why, like, would you go to the Bills or the Titans or whatever, and the dude just put like a post of the Music City Miracle? How would you have felt that?
I'd have blocked him probably.
That's not Harry got jokes.
That's probably
today,
what Hopkins
man.
decided. He's like, damn, I can't go to this team. They fucking could have
Oh my
stopped
God,
the
they
four
got a
lateral.
miracle play.
And then Hopkins, oh, that's crazy. Hail Murray or whatever. Hopkins.
And now
got
he
on
went
you
to
guys. Yeah, so now it's all coming together now.
Now he's
No.
gonna throw a
I
quarterback who
support
can't
his
even throw the
decision.
ball
I
that far.
It all makes sense now.
He's an
Good for
idiot.
D-Hop, man.
No, but if he was smart though, I think his best move would have been to sign with
Green
The-
Bay. Oh,
the Chiefs, Bills, or Eagles. Not even the Eagles. There's really no room for him in the Eagles.
yeah.
The
They
Chiefs
just
or
weren't
Bills-
trying to pay him though. I mean, he's
No, but
probably
listen,
making
you-
how much
you-
more? Like 10 million.
But
more?
I'm saying do
Yeah.
what Odell did. Odell signed for like $1 million or whatever, $3 million or some shit like that. Got a ring.
Yeah, but he
and then
was,
went and got
he-
paid.
Odell really had to prove himself. He was coming.
Odell's a
off
lot
those injuries.
younger too. Well, Odell was a lot younger when he made that
And
that
knew he would still
gamble.
get a big contract or whatever.
Hopkins, this is his last.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
chance
man,
at
you
the
go
big contract.
get a year, you go get a ring, and then people are
He
still.
probably,
gonna
but I
want-
don't think he wants a ring like people
Yeah,
are
I
assuming.
mean, he's gonna get paid.
We don't know his
so-
financial situation. Like he wants
might
his
have
He's
a
bread.
made,
gambling
well
problem.
over $100 million
Yeah.
in his career. What he's done with that money, who fucking
Yeah.
knows? So
He
I
was
mean,
definitely looking for.
We
a
don't know
deal.
who his friends are on Tennessee.
He
We don't
decided
know-
like he was about to go to the Patriots and shit.
yeah. I was surprised.
I'd
he
rather
did.
go to the Titans 100% if I was him than
That's
the
what
Patriots.
that's what I was
Really over
saying
the
though.
Patriots?
Come on, bro.
I don't think so. I think New England's a better team. And then you're working with a young quarterback who, like, we know who Tannehill is. We don't know. We still won't know who Mac Jones is until they give him the proper weapons. And you're going to play under Belichick.
Yeah, but you're playing. Belichick is a defensive.
You think Mac Jones is
coach.
better
As an
than
offensive player?
Yeah,
I'm
but he
not.
fucks with Belichick, though.
You think Mac Jones can be better than Tannehill?
Yeah, absolutely.
This year, yeah, but Tannehill's not who he used to be.
He
and
can be
Tannehill
better
was
than the
never
best
great.
version of Tannehill. We don't know because he throws the ball to Jacoby Myers and
Jacoby Myers is nice, bro.
yeah, but now Jacoby Myers is now like the third or fourth option in
He's the
Vegas.
second.
He'll be a second.
Well, they lost Waller, so they got
Waller.
Adams and Renfro, so he's the third.
I'd
You
say
think
he's probably
Renfro
second.
over Myers?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think they do.
I
They're,
think I
they
like
they
Myers
line
over
up differently
Renfro.
on the field, but
I'm just saying, like, target wise and catch wise, I don't think Myers will. Well, I guess maybe without Carr. If Carr, was
if
there,
anything,
then-
I think if
I think it's
Carr was
only
there, it
Adams.
would be better for Myers because
no, because he loved
Garoppolo.
Renfro though.
Yeah,
Can
but
I give out
Garoppolo's
a
going to
fantasy
be.
tip real quick? Fantasy tip. If you're going to draft anyone from the Raiders, only Adams. No one else.
But I'm just saying,
I don't know.
Myers isn't a
What do you mean
number
you
one
don't know?
receiver.
With the way McDaniels plays, Renfro can have 100 and
They don't
5
even have
catches.
a quarterback yet.
They have Jimmy G.
He's like unfit to play.
Is he still unfit to play?
Yeah, dude.
I just don't see Myers as a good he's nothing. You're not going to give somebody Jacoby Myers and be like, yeah, now I want to see what you can do.
Yeah, they
Okay,
got,
so
they got
if
rid
you're
of Myers
Hopkins-
for Juju.
If you're Hopkins, okay, Mac Jones right now, as much as I talk shit about him, I think is better than Tannehill right now. Tannehill, but you got to think
That's tough,
when Tannehill
man.
was still in his prime, AJ Brown was like hardly getting over 1,000 yards. He goes to Jalen Hurts, immediately is in the conversation for top 5 receiver in the league. Immediately.
You think
Tannehill's
AJ Brown's
not
better
as-
than D-Hop?
Right
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Not. I think
think
Hopkins in
that's
his
tough.
prime is better.
Nah, that shit's not tough, bro.
No?
Not
Not
right
now.
Yeah.
Unless
But
Hopkins
he
has
was
a
on
huge
pace.
comeback
Hopkins
year.
was on pace for like 1,400 yards last year before,
And missed,
before
didn't
like
he
the
miss
injuries
like
and stuff.
6 weeks?
He missed 6 weeks, and then Murray went down and all that shit. But
He was
He just be
crushing.
getting locked up.
who by who?
What?
I don't know. Go look at his stats.
Hopkins gets locked up?
Yeah.
I don't know about
Go
that.
take a look.
Hopkins game log. Here it is, Fantasy Pros. So he missed the first 6 weeks.
He started off hot. I know that.
103 yards, 159 yards, 36 yards, then 98, 91, 87, 79, 60. And most of these weeks are after Kyler went down. And then his last game, he had 4 yards. So
I guess
He
that's
you're
got
right.
not
hurt,
bad.
though. He got
Twice
hurt.
he got locked
Yeah, it's
up.
not bad. But I mean, 60 and 70 yards ain't great either. It's not locked up though. So
I mean, 80 yards is pretty good when you're working with Colt McCoy and
yeah, I
whoever
guess.
the
But
fuck
like,
is-
Sorley
we're
or
talking about
whatever.
AJ Brown though. Like
No, absolutely. Right now,
Yeah.
I think he is.
I'm
but
not saying like Hopkins is a bum. Like he's still top like probably 15 receiver in the league.
The thing is it was coming. I think last year if he would have played a full season, Kyler was healthy. I think he's still top 10. But
Well, you forget Hopkins used to put up crazy numbers with like Savage and Yates.
Yeah.
So like him having McCoy and you saying like that's still good. It's like it does show that he's not. Obviously he's older and had injuries. He's not going to be the same player. That's all I was saying.
yeah,
Hopkins in his prime, you could compare him to anybody. He was as good
Unreal,
as they come.
yeah. I think Hopkins is probably since Calvin Johnson might be the best like 50-50 ball catch like
his hands were crazy.
that I've
Oh.
seen.
Marvin Harrison Jr., though?
I mean, he might be that guy. Yeah, so I don't know. The way I look at it, just to finish the Patriots-Titans thing, if you're in a vacuum and they were in the same division, they would like fight for who was the best team. But the Patriots being in the AFC East, I'm
Yeah, I
sorry,
guess that's a
they're
good
not
point.
gonna,
That's the point.
they're not better than
Yeah,
anyone in that
That's
division.
fair to say because Tennessee's division is like shitty.
And
Well,
if
it's more up for grabs.
Yeah, they're guaranteed second place, like
At
you would
least,
think.
yeah.
unless Anthony Richardson's immediately good.
Right.
So
Which he could just be.
it is possible, yeah. Like if they can figure out a way, even if he's as good as Jalen Hurts was in his rookie year, they can be second.
Yeah.
And if something
No, that's
happens
fair
to
then.
the
I guess,
Jaguars.
yeah. I mean, it's
So,
comparable.
Yeah, I mean, you guys.
New England's definitely not winning at 7.5, so he probably thought about that bet as well.
Yeah.
He probably listened to our podcast.
He probably did.
It was like, wow, they're right. They're not winning 7.5 games with or without me. So I'll go to Tennessee and grab 8 or 9 wins.
Yeah, there you go.
I wonder
Um,
what the Titans win total is.
Probably 4.5.
Look
No
real quick.
way. With now that Hopkins there, I'm gonna say it's gonna be 8.5.
8.5.
8.5.
That's
That's
fine,
exactly
too.
what I would have said,
Yeah,
too.
Maybe it's 9 flat.
I'll take it.
I'm telling you what, I'm putting at least 100 on the under for the Patriots.
I'm happy that I got you on that bet.
100%.
I'll be taking the over.
You stop. Where are those ones gonna come from, bro? All right,
Bill
so
Belichick. hit the air out the ball
Nice.
just so I can flex. Oh,
What are you singing?
that's a Migos song, I think.
Oh, well. So talking about a guy getting paid, and then we'll talk about guys not getting paid.
That's yeah.
People hate running backs the most.
You see what I think Derrick Henry said? He said just take the running back position out the game then.
Oh wow, this is crazy.
What?
It's over 7.5 is plus odds, under 7.5 is minus for the Titans.
I'll take that.
What?
They suck, dude.
I'll be taking that over.
Good luck.
I will.
You were just making the point that they were just a one seed.
I know,
and
but
shit.
now they. This is crazy. Let's see their schedule.
Did fucking Burks that fucking
I wonder
asthma
if they-
like flare up again or what?
Did they take first?
No, they didn't make the.
No, they
playoffs.
lost 7 in a row.
Oh, that's right.
And then the
They
Jags.
tanked for D-Hop, dude.
Did they? What the Jags win 6 or 7 in a row or something like
Yeah,
that?
they beat him at that game. We were at your work.
Yeah.
Oh, they couldn't win with I forgot his even name. Malik Willis.
Their schedule's pretty hard too.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
But
Everyone in the AFC has a hard schedule. That's just what it is. You have to play, and that's except for the people who have to play the AFC South, and even they have to play the Jaguars. So.
Yeah, they do play the AFC and NFC South, but they still play like the Chargers, Browns, Saints, Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Jags twice, Dolphins,
That
Seahawks.
sounds pretty easy, bro. But yeah, so Tony Pollard, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, the 3 big names that were up for a contract extension. None of them signed one. And then Pollard is the only one of the 3 that signed his franchise tag tender or whatever the fuck they call it.
None of them are showing up for camp. I know that.
No, Pollard's there, I think.
Oh, is he?
I think Pollard is, but Barkley and Jacobs are not at
them
camp.
dudes shouldn't want
Pollard's
to
my
play.
keeper in my $500 league.
Yeah.
I need him
That
to
Jerry
show
won't
nice.
split with me, but telling you, I
Yeah,
could for
he
the
has
last
to-
4 years.
He keeps asking to split. I said if Pollard holds out, we can split it. But if he plays, then I'm going to keep it myself.
He's a
We're
hater,
good friend.
man. Then he had Akers. He didn't want to do it.
The anchor sucked. I
Yeah,
think.
that's what I'm saying.
So yeah, dude. And another tidbit to that, since the franchise tag has been implemented, or something like the past 20 years or whatever, I saw it on ESPN. The only position that's franchise tag went down is running back. Every other position, if you were to get tagged, you would make more now than you would then, except for running backs. It's almost under 10 million. It's like 10.2. So
being a running back's just not the way to go. Like if you're
And then
good
they're
enough
seeing
to make
these.
the league,
They're seeing these receivers get paid like
third and fourth
Christian
string
Kirk and
receivers,
shit.
too,
Yeah,
like Zay Jones.
yeah. Zay Jones
It's
got
nuts.
paid.
yeah, just imagine being Saquon Barkley and Christian Kirk walks in the room and is like, "Fuck you, broke
Eckler
boy."
said something about that.
It's like,
He was saying there's these wide receiver 3s that are just making more money than me. I just can't be cool with that basically.
and I do agree with the point about how it not being that valuable to winning, but I think we've gone too far now because you got guys like Eckler who lead their team in.
They're not
in-
winning
in
without
targets.
Eckler. If Eckler gets hurt, they probably won't win a game.
Well, the way they played last year, sure. I mean, now if they start passing,
Nah, you can't just assume they're just gonna be way better because they got a new guy.
I'm not gonna assume that, but it's because obviously with
Without
the way
Eckler, I'm saying.
with
though.
the way they played last year, though, Eckler he's not a running back anymore. He's the best player on your team outside of your quarterback. And
And
he's
it should be-
probably, if you take positional value out of it, he's the best player on your team because Herbert didn't have the greatest year.
But
He's getting
same
more
thing with the
targets.
Giants, though.
He's getting
Who's
more
better than
targets and
Barkley?
catches than anyone on that team because the top 2 receivers are always hurt. And he's getting paid less than guys that he's getting more catches than, regardless of the position he plays.
So let me ask you a question: If they're like, yo, fuck the tag, they could just not play.
Yeah, but then they just don't get paid at all. They make $0. And
Yeah,
then
but then what? Then they just get released.
So the last time we saw it was Le'Veon Bell. He didn't play. He didn't sign the tender. And then the Jets gave him a fat contract, and he made his money. And
No, he made less with the Jets.
No, I thought they gave him a ton of money.
No, they were just talking about it in this fantasy group I'm in, of how Le'Veon tried that and ended up with less money or the same contract to play
Maybe-
for the worst team.
Maybe it was less per year because the Steelers didn't offer him a contract. They were just going to tag him. So maybe he made less than the tag.
It wasn't a good. I feel like it was a good contract.
I think
No. They said if he would have signed the tag, he still would have got the deal. So in the long run, he did end money, but the contract was still pretty big, unless I'm mistaken. Because they were saying, average $14-15 million a year. So
He wanted 17.
no, average 13 a year. And the
I'm pretty
tag,
sure
and so the
Barkley-
tag was 14.
And he wanted 17.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Barkley and Jacobs, they're not asking for a ton, but they just want to be
maybe they are though. You got to think like this is.
compensated.
They-
Dude, Jacobs, I mean, arguably, I know him and Adams, but like he's, if not the second best player on their team.
Jacobs, I would say, is the most important player on that team last year.
Yeah. But on the Giants, Barkley is the best player.
Yeah, I mean, before Daniel Jones started getting it going in those first couple weeks of the season, he was their offense. Like Barkley was going crazy the first
That's what
4
I'm
weeks
saying.
of the season, and
So to me, it's stupid to these teams are paying all this money to receivers, and then the running backs are like, "Fuck you." Just imagine though, like who are they gonna replace Barkley or Jacobs with?
I think if all the running backs come together and make a stand, that's the only way they can change it.
That's a fact.
And then teams will start realizing, because right now teams feel like the running backs are interchangeable and they're not as important to the game.
yeah.
So like they get away with it. But I think if some of these stars start holding out and the Raiders and Giants and Cowboys run out bums, they're gonna realize like, wow, we actually do need to
these
pay
dudes,
these guys
yeah.
a little bit more. Because think about who the Raiders have and who the
Like
Giants
Zamir White's
have.
up
Like those
next.
dudes aren't doing shit.
Nah.
Yeah, but the thing
Matt
is,
Breida.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah,
the thing is like, okay, the Giants made the playoffs, but like the Raiders sucked. It's like a lot of these times, it's like the running backs are on teams that aren't even that great. So it's like, sure, you look how good you were, and we still weren't a playoff team.
yeah, that's
Or
fair.
look how
Like the
good you
Eagles and
were
Chiefs
and-
made the Super Bowl without good running backs, and the
Well, Miles Sanders okay, but yeah,
nah,
not
but
on
he's
Barkley's
easily
level.
replaceable.
Yeah,
the Bengals and Rams pretty much the same thing.
yeah.
So I do. That is a good
Wait,
point.
what
That
about
is
the
fair.
Bengals and Rams?
Like
They
no,
just
the
have
running
they have
backs.
good running backs, but they don't have like
Mixon.
Nah,
Yeah,
Samaje
but he's not.
Perine was in the game when the game was on the
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
Like how good can Mixon be that on 3rd and 1, they didn't want to hand him the ball or even have him in for pass protection.
it really.
And they're talking about cutting him this year, and he took a huge pay cut to stay.
What really fucks these guys is that there's so many good running backs, so no one really cares about the elite ones.
Yeah.
There's so many. It's like such an oversaturated thing where it's like these guys like Barkley and Henry, and I mean Henry got paid, and he's the outlier. He's like runs his offense. He's been their offense for 4 or 5
Yeah.
years.
He's
But, like,
legitimately their offense,
yeah,
though.
and they've had success, but like there's just so many good guys. Like the Bills, we were talking fucking months ago about how we might trade for Henry and all this shit, and it's like they would just went and got Damian Harris, who can get you 12 fucking touchdowns, and you got Murray, who no one gives a fuck
Did you
about,
see
but
how we
somehow
signed
every
Murray?
year averages 4.5 yards per carry, and then you just put all three of them together, and you're gonna get probably 1,400 yards of production out of them. So it's like
No, you are right. I mean, even when you look at the Super Bowl odds, Kansas City, Philadelphia, Cincinnati,
Buffalo's fourth, or
Buffalo,
fifth.
San Fran, which they have McCaffrey, but we've seen what Shanahan's done with Mostert, Wilson, Elijah Mitchell. Like, they don't need McCaffrey. Obviously, I like that they made that move, but all the teams that we think are the
He's
front
more of a-
runners
he's more of a
are-
slot player anyway.
don't have a star running back.
Yeah.
Or they have guys like Tony and Debo and like whatever that they can move around, like Isaiah McKenzie on a jet sweep last year. Like,
Yeah.
these teams aren't worried about having a guy that they are going to hand the ball off to 20 times. So I mean, that's a good point by you. It really is.
And the thing is, I think guys like McCaffrey, this doesn't apply for like Jacobs and Barkley. They do catch the ball out of the backfield, but they're not like wide receivers. I think guys like McCaffrey and Eckler are going to have to do what like Jimmy Graham did. When Jimmy Graham was like, I'm not a fucking tight end. I lined up as a tight end 30% of the time. Like,
Yeah.
you're not about to tag me with a tight end tender that is $7 million less than the wide receiver one.
Right.
So like those guys need to step out and be like, I'm just a football
Barkley does
player.
too. Barkley actually is a really good receiving back, but Daniel Jones hates. Like, Daniel Jones, instead of checking down, I feel like just likes to
Well,
tuck
yeah,
in and
that's-
run.
yeah.
But Barkley can go and get
Yeah.
busy at receiver just like them dudes.
I don't
And
know
we
if
see-
he's on their level of like route running and stuff. Like
I think he's right up there.
You think so?
I think he's.
He's definitely not on McCaffrey's
I was just
level.
about to say that I would say he's much better than Eckler and not on McCaffrey's level. Eckler don't line up at receiver and just toast people. He just catches a dump off out of the back.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Screen.
true.
Like,
That's
Dude,
true.
I can't remember who they were playing with. Barkley lined up at receiver, one-on-one with a corner, hit him with a crazy move. I think it was the game they got blown out by the Chargers either last year or the year before. And like Daniel Jones just flipped it up to him. He was literally by himself in the end zone because he destroyed this dude dude off the line.
That's true. Maybe we just don't see it enough for it to like
But Jerry
register with me like
McCaffrey's
that.
crazy with it.
That
But-
dude's a slot player.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, yeah, so his old Stanford coach was David Shaw was on Move the Sticks, and he was like, that dude is a better route runner than 80% of the receivers in the league. So like guys like, and it is as much as like, okay, Eckler might not be the best route runner, he's still. I think didn't he break the record for most catches?
He catches everything that's thrown to him, but I just feel like Barkley could do that in with the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't know. They
I don't know
they
that
have
I
to
ever
figure
even seen
something
Eckler
out.
line up at receiver and just like shit on
catches
someone.
screens and
Yeah, he
shit.
catches
Yeah,
those
that's
dump offs because their offense sucked last year, which is what you were saying.
Yeah.
Having Kellen Moore should help them, but their play call was just hike, and it was like, oh, okay, here's
Yeah.
5 yards to Eckler. But no, I mean, I do agree with you with that. Like, none of the good teams have running backs. Like, because you look at somebody like Jerick McKinnon, right?
Yeah.
Nobody cares about him. Nobody talks about him. He's been in the league for so long. Why is he more relevant than CEH? Well, the reason why is because if you really look into it and know football, like that dude is one of the best run or pass protectors in the league, plus can catch the ball, and then he's decent at running.
Yeah.
So they pay him a cheap contract to do all of that versus like somebody like CEH who hasn't really done anything.
Yeah.
And that's what I think we miss as fans. We just look at the big plays. We look at fantasy.
Names.
Yeah, stuff like that. But, like, this dude's out there protecting Mahomes. It's honestly like Rodgers, how much Rodgers loves Starks. And it's cool because, obviously, he was from here. But everybody I talked to said that dude's so, like, the strongest person they ever met was James Starks. I've had multiple people tell me that. Rodgers loved having him protect him.
Yeah.
It didn't matter if he wasn't
would take on fucking defensive tackles.
It didn't matter if he wasn't a household name, but his protection was so good he could catch the ball and he still can run. That's why he made a living in the NFL.
Yeah, before then injuries.
Yeah,
like, if
before
he
the
would've-
injuries. Yeah, so it's not, we don't know. I don't know enough what like Jonathan Taylor as a receiver and as a pass blocker. Like how much is he going to get paid? You know what I mean? Like these guys are limited, and that's why they don't get paid.
Well, I think it's got to be if the NFL cares, which I doubt they fucking do, but the Players Association needs to think of ways to do it, because as many points as we put out there that's like, well, this is why these guys aren't getting paid, this will have like a long-term effect. Kids are going to stop playing running back. It's like parents funnel their kids where the money goes, and then if running back's not the position, then that's just
Like Zay Jones
all
can't
the
make more
athletes-
than Saquon Barkley and
Yeah.
Eckler and these guys. I don't know that that's true, but I know it's got to be close because didn't Zay get like
I thought he got like 8 or 9 a year.
yeah,
right?
so he's close to what these guys are making. He shouldn't be.
That's
because he's
close
not.
to the average of the top 5 too.
exactly.
So he's getting paid
Yeah,
more
but
than
Christian Kirk got almost 30.
17
Right.
a year. Yeah.
I mean, at least Kirk is good, but I mean, you're right. He's not nearly as good to the receivers. As
Ridley's
Barkley
there, and
is.
he's just automatically the number one. He hasn't played in 2 years.
Yeah, that's what people say. I still love my son Kirk though.
Maybe, but like before this year, how did you feel about Kirk getting a contract like that?
Yeah, I didn't like it at
Nobody
all.
did.
Yeah, now I like what Jacksonville's done, but that's because they have a running back on a rookie contract who's given them great production. He's going to continue to give them great production. When it's time for him to sign, they won't sign him.
Yeah. So
I think that's what's unfair is that you get this production for 4 or 5 years from these great players, and then you're just done with them.
Oh shit! When
So
are
I
we gonna
think
do the
what's-
IDP league?
IDP league. Oh, we'll do. Oh yeah, shit. We'll set that up for like late August.
My
It's
bad,
a
I don't-
redraft league. I like doing it like I
we
do
have-
it a day
do we have
before the
enough
season
people?
starts. Yeah, it's filled still. It's everyone from last year. Matt left, and then Tank's brother joined.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So I think a couple things that need to be done, and I think it needs to be done on both ends. I think the players, you need to start young coaches need to start coaching these kids. Like if you want to play running back, fine, but the fact of the matter is, and this is obviously only fucking 0.5% of kids go pro and like D1 and shit, whatever. But like if that is your dream and you have those if you're that athletic, you need to start teaching these kids you got to be involved in the passing game. You need to pass block. That's the only way to make yourself valuable nowadays. It's a passing league. That's what you need to do. And then on the other end, the Players Association needs to be like, okay, maybe everyone gets the 4-year rookie contracts except for running backs.
Yeah.
Because if you guys are going to devalue running backs after they turn 27, that means I was talking to Moreno about it before, and it's like these guys get drafted at 21, 22.
Maybe do
They're
God
always late round picks.
God
Maybe do
forbid-
like a 2-year rookie contract.
yeah.
Dude, that's smart.
So God forbid you're a 23-year-old. Like that wasn't Najee like almost 23 when he got
Yeah, I
drafted.
think so.
And now at the end of your 4 years, you're 25 to 27 years old. If you're 25, sure, you probably got 3 good years in you. But if you're 26, 27, they hit you with a franchise tag. Now you're 28.
And
now
it's
no one
over.
wants you.
Yeah.
Unless you're fucking Derrick Henry or Adrian Peterson, your career's fucking
And
done.
most running backs don't even get drafted in the first round. So unless you're Bijan, he got a nice contract for his first contract.
He'll make like $24 million at least before he's
But a
done.
lot of these guys get drafted in the second and third round. Even the best running backs like last year, Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker, James Cook, everybody was second, third round picks.
Yeah.
So now they're not even getting a good startup contract. Like, it just sucks the entire way. Like,
That's
the
a good
whole
idea.
process.
You should write
Yeah.
them.
I should. I did hear like a version of that idea from somewhere, so I'm not going to take complete control, complete
Control. You
Yeah,
like
con-
taking control.
credit for that
Give it to you,
idea.
buddy.
But I don't know. There's got to be something that's got to be done because as much as the analytics say that like this position's not valuable and blah blah blah, these guys are still going out there. They're still being they're
Those
adding
2-yard
entertainment
runs
value.
are like crushing too.
Yeah.
Like, they do so much dirty work.
I
that
think
we
that's the
don't
only way to
realize.
solve it. You do you put running backs on 2-year rookie contracts.
The only thing that sucks is the guys that aren't good aren't going to get they're going to be out in 2 years instead of
That's
4.
their
But
fault.
yeah,
Be better.
that's true.
That's all. They just be better.
Yeah, I don't know. Something has to be done, dude.
No, but think about it. So they get their 2-year rookie contract, which that will spike up, because people are going to want the best running backs. They'll start. It will actually make the running back position more important. They'll go in the first round.
yeah.
They'll get paid more on their rookie contract, and then teams will want to pay them. It's smart.
The
like
teams
that.
will be forced to pay him because they can't just tag them out of their fucking primes, basically, like how they're trying to do with Barkley and Jacobs. So, and like isn't Pollard 26 already? Like, I don't know, man. I feel for him. It's like on both sides though.
I wonder why Pollard was just like, all right, I'll play on the tag.
Well, Pollard's had spotty production because he's always been behind Zeke.
Yeah, we
But
don't.
every
Barkley-
game that he started, he crushes too.
Yeah, but he hasn't done it consistently for 16 games, 17 games. So like Barkley and Jacobs just led the league in rushing. Like and he was always a good player. And then
Wait,
just
who
broke-
did?
Jacobs.
Yeah,
And so
that's my son.
like those guys are able to be like, no, fuck you. I know I can produce. Where Pollard, maybe he's so good because his legs are always fresh. Who knows? Like Madison. People think Madison's just going to go out there and be a 20-point per game
don't.
fantasy guy. Maybe he will here and there, but his legs aren't going to be fresh. It's not like he's just going to go out there and be like new every fucking game like he was when he was behind Cook.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll follow that. I really just think they're going to hold out, but there's nothing they can do. They have no leverage. They're going to have to play because they can't give up a year of their primes. They need that money.
Yeah.
So,
It's tight ends.
tight ends. Who you guys want to do the 1-1-1, 2-2-2?
Yeah,
that
yeah,
type of
like
stuff?
I didn't even write on down.
So everyone's one is Kelce. I mean,
Yeah,
no,
there's no
actually
debate.
not this
Shut the
year.
He's
All right.
even for FFPC.
you're being serious?
Yeah.
He's not being serious. FFPC, I debate taking him first overall with the point.
Yes,
and a half,
I was
too.
just
Like,
gonna
that's
say
how
that.
good he
Even
is.
in a
Like,
redraft, I
yeah, it's like even if
debated
you
taking
did,
him
like,
first
at this
overall.
point, like knock on wood, but he's been healthy every year and he just produces every single year. Him and Mahomes are just too good.
I wouldn't take him over Chase or Jefferson, but I would highly consider him taking him over that 3 spot where like Cup.
I was watching-
What about FFPC though?
FFPC? Yeah.
I'm not saying I would, but I'm just saying like you can make a strong case for it.
The only reason I wouldn't, in FFPC, I would highly consider it. But the only reason I wouldn't in regular is because sure if you're at 1 or 2 and you take him, now you got to wait fucking 20 spots,
but
and
you-
now
you
your
give
wide receiver
yourself-
one's gonna be who, you know?
But I'm just saying when you look at the difference between some of the top receivers versus some of the middle receivers, the production's somewhat comparable.
Yeah.
When you look at like Kelce versus just the,
The
number
field,
2
yeah.
tight end, let alone the number 6, 10, or 15, it's not fair.
I think that gap's going to get – the tight end position had a lot of bad luck last year with injuries. Pitts having Mariota as quarterback. Andrews got hurt. So I think that gap is going to be smaller than it was last year, but I do
But even
agree.
so, that's only a
Because once
few.
you get to like 8 or 9.
Because if you look at Jefferson as receiver 1 and say like CeeDee Lamb as like receiver like 7 or 8,
yeah,
it's comparable. But
a couple
like,
hundred yards.
yeah,
it's
like
not-
Kelce at 1 versus like Dawson Knox or some shit. Like
Yeah.
it's not comparable.
That's true.
But so I mean, yeah, you do have Kelce 1 or were you? Yeah. Number 2 this year, I am definitely back on Mark Andrews.
Oh, I thought you said you had Hawkinson over Andrews.
I did, but I was thinking about it, and I really do like Andrews this
I was
year.
going to say.
Andrews
Yeah.
is my number 2.
I do because I mean don't get me wrong, like Hawkinson's my 3rd, and I'm fine with that. But I was thinking about all the weapons Baltimore brought over, and like the way they run offense in the red zone. I don't know. I just feel like Andrews healthy, just going to score a ton of touchdowns and have a lot of good matchups.
Andrews is still even when Likely was on the field last year, like Lamar was deferring to Likely. So like we know that Lamar loves throwing to that position.
Yep. And he's still going to be the number one option most likely. To where Hawkinson's not.
He's not just going to lean on Flowers.
Yeah.
He might maybe him and Odell are friends, so maybe Odell you don't get that first couple weeks where they need the chemistry or whatever. But Andrews is the only one over there that doesn't have question marks. I mean, I get the one question mark is I guess he was hurt last year. Does that linger? But last time he was on the field, he's still young. He's still in his prime. Last time he was on the field, he was at like 1,400 yards or some crazy shit.
Yeah, he had a great year.
Andrews is my number 2. Joe already said Andrews is his number 2.
As well.
But then Hawkinson would be my 3.
Kittle's my 3.
I have Pitts at 3.
Oh, I like this went this way. What makes you like Kittle more this year than usual?
Kittle's nice, man. I don't know.
No, Kittle is nice. If Kittle was on Kansas City or Baltimore, I think that would be a whole different story. But the fact that they have him
Debo sliding down. And I just think that he blocks a lot though.
He blocks a lot.
They
run the ball a lot. It's tough. And what makes you love Pitts at this spot?
He still was getting a ridiculous target share, which means he was getting open and people had confidence, and his quarterback had confidence in him. Ritter is not. Ritter is a better. I think they think that Ritter can throw the ball better than Mariota, and if he can, this is
fantasy?
This is just for fantasy.
Oh, Kittle's not my 3rd.
Okay.
If it was real life, Kittle,
I would probably say Kittle would be 2.
Kittle could be right up to 1 with the blocking aspect that he brings to the game, but he would obviously
I thought no, that was my bad.
No,
who you got at 3 then?
Hawkinson, and then I go Kittle. I still have Kittle high. Hawkinson. There's the numbers are so close though.
Yeah, I just think with Pitts was like he had over 1,000 yards as a rookie. They get fucking Mariota, who can't throw the ball for whatever reason.
Yeah, he's just kind of shot.
But him in London made up over half of the targets just between the two of them.
Yeah.
And so it's not that they don't trust him. It's not that he struggles getting open. His stats being low last year had nothing to do with how he is as a player.
Right, I agree.
This is a huge risk. Like I don't think that I'm not like super confident in this. I just think that Ritter is actually
you like his upside
decent.
to have a huge season.
Yeah, like I think they're gonna throw the ball more, and he's gonna be open more. And I don't know. I love them. As a rookie to have 1,000 yards is crazy. I don't care if he didn't.
Especially for a tight end.
Yeah. So
I think. Like Drake London being there is like. Are you talking about Pitts?
I think it helps. Like I like people like.
I don't know. You've seen his value go down, and then Pitts. Even when Ritter came in, he was throwing the ball more to London.
Well, Pitts was hurt by the time Ritter got in.
Was he?
Got in. It was either around the same time or maybe a week or two in. Yeah, like Pitts got hurt.
What helps Pitts, I think, is
Bijan.
Yeah.
I think it all helps. At some point, usually, like if another playmaker gets there, it can hurt. But with how bad the Falcons were, and now that they're building up, I think adding more playmakers helps. It's like you can't focus on just covering one guy because Pitts and London are both really good, and you can't focus on just the running game, just the pat. Like they're balanced enough that if Ritter is average, if he can hit the fucking Andy Dalton line, I think Pitts and London value is way up this year. And even so, like even with that offense not passing a lot, but London had almost 900 yards as a rookie wide receiver with Mariota throwing him the ball, and Ritter, who hopefully would be better in year 2. So I think there will be more passing, and it's going to go to Pitts and London. There's no one else that's going to take those targets.
I don't mind it at all.
I have Hawkinson at 4 though, which you guys both have at 3.
I have Kittle at 4.
I swapped them. I put Kittle.
So we got the same 4 so far.
Yeah, and then I have Kittle at 5. So
and I have Dallas Goedert at 5.
I have Freiermuth.
Wait, so who do you? Oh, you have Goddard over Pitts.
Yes.
Okay.
Just trusting the Eagles and what we know from them right now, and playing it safe. But yeah, I mean, obviously Pitts could crush him.
I went Freiermuth.
Yeah, I mean he's a beast.
Yeah.
I thought I was high on Freiermuth. I thought you guys were gonna say I was too high on him. So wait, you have Freiermuth at 5. You have Goddard at 5.
Yeah, and you have.
I have Kittle at 5. I had Hawkinson at 4.
Oh, okay. You have Kittle
and
at
I have
5.
Goddard at 6.
I have Pitts at 6.
I have Goddard at 6.
I think that top 6 has to be those. Well, you put Freiermuth there.
No, Freiermuth's not in my top 6.
He's mine.
He's my 8th.
I mean, so who do you have Freiermuth over? Goddard?
Me?
Yeah.
I have him over Goddard and Pitts.
I mean, I could see that. It's not. I wouldn't do it, but
I just see I just think he's a safe. I think Pickett's gonna step his game up, and I think that Freiermuth's just a safe target. He's going to get a lot of touchdowns. I don't know.
No, I mean, I don't hate it.
I have to look at the numbers, but when I feel like when Pickett was in the game, he targeted Freiermuth and Pickens, and when Trubisky was in the game, he targeted like more Deontay, and I think Freiermuth got targeted by both of them.
Yeah,
but the big thing was, for some reason, Trubisky just hated Pickens,
Well, Trubisky sucks.
and Pickett loved Pickens.
That's the other thing.
So, yeah, I mean, Freiermuth's safe no matter who's at the
That's
quarterback
why
position.
I just, for
so I had Goddard at 6. You had who at 6?
I have Pitts. Who'd you have at 6?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've Goddard at 6.
Okay, so me and you both have Goddard at 6. I put Freiermuth at 7.
I have Waller at
And
7.
I have Pitts at 7.
I like Waller with the Giants.
He's my 8.
If he could stay healthy, he's shown what he can do. I think I don't know. I think they'll be all right.
I do like Waller. It's just like, I don't know, like are these injuries catching up to him?
Yeah, it's very possible, and that's why he doesn't like. I before would view Waller as a chance like to beat Hawkinson, to beat Kittle, to beat Pitts, and now I'm kind of just like, I do like where he's getting drafted. I would say for the like.
Yeah, his value's good.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna like go crazy for him, but I do like him there.
I mean, I put him at 8, so I'm only. What you had him at 7, right?
Yeah.
So I only have him a spot behind you.
I also have him at 8.
I have Freiermuth at 8.
Waller's like a very high risk player because.
High reward though.
Yeah, because who else over there is going to take his targets? Like if he's completely healthy and he looks how he did 2 or 3 years ago, he's gonna.
Yeah, Dable's gonna call good plays for him. I do.
And Dawson Knox's best year was with Dable.
Right.
Like we saw how much Knox went down in value with like between Dable and Dorsey. So.
And the Giants had like nut sacks at tight end last year, so.
And they only got Paris.
I feel like had a couple good games too.
He did.
Paris-
I was like picking him up and shit.
Paris Campbell and Jalen Hyde are all who they added, right? That's
Right,
it.
yeah.
So like, no, I don't think those guys are gonna. I guess Paris Campbell could take away from the tight end targets, but I don't
We'll
see
see
it
how
happening.
it plays out.
I had Waller at 8.
I have Waller at 8.
I have Freiermuth.
So we're pretty close. I think we all have the same 8.
I think I have the top same 8. Yeah.
I have Schultz at 9.
I have Evan Ingram.
I have Everett.
That's actually that's a sneaky pick.
Yeah.
I actually don't
I don't
hate
have
that
him
as
in
much.
mine. I did 11. I don't have Everett on mine.
It's weird because like I wouldn't think of it, but like I could 100% see it happening. Everett was like sneakily good last year.
He was, and they got a better play caller now. But then they added Quentin Johnston too, so we'll see. Somebody's got to lose targets out of Palmer and the tight end position.
I
so.
think Palmer's dead.
Yeah, he probably is.
I wouldn't draft him anywhere. I would loved him last year, and he'd let me down.
But I still like Ingram. I know a lot of people are like because they got Ridley and shit.
Yeah.
But I still think Lawrence will get him the ball,
Yeah.
especially where he's getting drafted.
That was 9, right? I had
No.
Schultz.
Okay.
Then for 10, I got a tie with Schultz and the Titans tight end. I don't know who I like better. I like both of them.
My 10's funny.
I have Dulcich.
I have Irv Smith.
Oh, he's with Cincy?
I like that too, dude.
I
love
just
that.
don't
Yeah.
see. I don't
Irv
know.
was my 11.
And then Ingram is my 11.
Yeah, I
had
like
Ingram
it.
at 12.
I can't decide out of these two because I like Schultz for like garbage time and like Houston playing from behind to where Tennessee runs the ball and plays like a shitty offense. But I don't know. That kid's like a freak.
The Tennessee kid.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
I
he's
just
really
feel
good.
like he's gonna crush. But
I
we'll see.
just think with Schultz, it's just he's the only guy there. Like Nico Collins has shown flashes, but I think Robert Woods is dead. And you got a young quarterback who needs like his safety blanket. And not only is Schultz like everyone calls the tight end position the safety blanket, but he's also the only veteran over there, other than Woods, who's like I said, I think he's dead. Like I don't even know why he's still on a roster.
Yeah, well, that's why he's also in Houston because no Super Bowl contender like cared.
So
yeah.
I think if like when Bryce Young is panicking, or not Bryce, Stroud is needs a completion. I don't know. I think he's gonna lean on Schultz a lot, and I just like I think Dulcich showed a lot of flashes last year. And now that Sean Payton's over there, I think he easily can be top 10. Yeah, at 11, I had Ingram at 11 or Ingram at 12. Who did I have at 11? I didn't even write it down.
There is still some good value too, like you said,
Irv Smith.
the tight end position this year with like where we'll see with Kincaid, Sam Laporta, if one of the guys from Green Bay emerge, if Cole Kmet can bounce back.
I need Cole
Gerald
Kmet to
Everett.
do something.
Who else was I just thinking about? Oh, Irv Smith, like you guys mentioned, being on Cincinnati, possibly being able to be good.
They revived Hayden Hurst's career. Like Hayden Hurst was always a letdown, and then
Yeah, there's actually some guys now. If you do want to wait on tight end, or if you're in FFPC and they're going fast, there's guys out there to take still. So it'd be cool.
Yeah, I think the gap's going to be a lot smaller this year. I mean, we did a whole episode about how fucking big the gap was at the end of the season last year with fucking Kelce being like 150 points higher than number 2 or something. But
my bold prediction will be that Sam Laporta beats Kincaid this year.
I could see that happening. So I was listening
Sam
to
Laporta beats him.
like in fantasy terms, you mean, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I could see that just because.
Detroit's tight ends are like horrible. They traded Hockenson. They had like Brock Wright and blah blah blah.
And they're probably going to pass the ball a shit ton.
Jameson Williams out for 6 games. Swift's gone. I mean, actually Gibbs is an amazing receiving back, so I guess that don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Take
think it's
away,
going to be a toss-up, man.
I just feel like Kincaid is like the
There's a lot of hype behind him, maybe.
The Bills. No, it's not the hype because I don't really hear the hype. I think you guys hear it from maybe following like Bills pages or something.
Yeah.
But I think he'll be fine. I just think the Bills are like if they still have Gabe Davis, they still have Diggs. Like they're not going to rely on him outside of St. Brown. Detroit, who's their number 2?
Well, Jameson Williams comes back.
Well,
Lapsed,
he's gone for
Williams
6
out for
weeks, so
6.
Laporta's immediately gonna.
Yeah, who is their number?
They
There's
have
someone
Jahmyr
else
Gibbs,
that
though.
we're
They're gonna be running
forgetting.
him a lot.
Nah,
No, there's someone. We're forgetting someone.
they're
dude.
not. He ain't a workhorse. They'll throw it to him though. He might be their number 2 target, honestly.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Laporta's target share will be much higher than Kincaid's, and that would make me think he can do more.
And we don't even know if Kincaid's going to start over Knox right away.
Well, I mean, even if he don't, though, I do trust that Kincaid will be on the field.
They jump
like in the
up. They
slot
jump
and
up
shit.
to get him in the first round.
Yeah.
I don't see how they can just even start Knox over him.
Oh yeah, all the Marvin Jones isn't that guy anymore. Josh Reynolds,
Yeah, so like
Josh
this
Reynolds
dude,
did all right last year.
this dude really does have a chance to
Yeah, to be
step
number
in and if
3
he can
or-
earn Goff's
yeah.
trust, like to come in and do some shit.
Yeah, the thing with Kincaid is there is more hype on him as a rookie than there has been on a rookie for the Bills in a long time. Like I know it's not huge. You're not seeing it on ESPN everywhere, but they're talking about how Josh Allen already loves throwing him the ball and
Yeah, no,
all
that
that
is
stuff.
awesome.
So
I did read on, I think it was Roto World or whatever they're called now, is Laporta and Kincaid were 2 of the biggest standouts for their teams. So
Yeah.
like this was a couple weeks ago, so I don't know what's happened since. But like I said, I just think Detroit, if they're supposed to just win the division, somebody's going to have to do something while Jameson Williams is gone.
yeah,
St. Brown can only do so much.
I think being a Bills fan is like it's my bias in the other direction now. Like maybe Kincaid should be higher rated in my mind, but I'm just so used to us not using rookies at all. Like if I wasn't a Bills fan, maybe I'd more properly rate Kincaid.
Yeah.
I draft him in almost every best ball because I think there is that potential of like every time we're in the red zone he gets the ball.
No, yeah, especially best ball
like,
because he could have like a 3-touchdown game or some shit.
yeah, and like we've seen teams take Diggs out of the red zone and then Davis. I heard an
why Cole
argument that
Beasley
Davis is now underrated because of how high rated he was last year and he was a letdown. But he still is the wide receiver 2 on arguably the best
Yeah,
offense
he's
in
still
football.
not a
So-
horrible player. His ADP was just stupid last year.
Yeah,
I
he
even
was
fell
fourth and
for it at
fifth.
some
Yeah,
point.
me too. I did too.
and he
People
was
just really
but
gassed buying that
He's
shit.
literally the reason I lost one of my.
the thing is though is he did finish as even missing 2 games he finished as wide receiver like 26 or 27.
Yeah,
So
which
if you
is-
had Gabe
yeah.
Davis as a flex spot, obviously not where his ADP, but now he's going as like wide receiver like 35 or something. I don't remember exactly. So you can get value there, and I think I think people are underrating Gabe Davis so much that they just think that there's going to be a
overrating
new
Kincaid.
number 2,
Yeah.
and it has to be Kincaid.
Well, even if Laporta doesn't beat him, I think ADP wise,
It's worth it.
Laporta's a better pick. I guess I could say
Yeah.
that as well. Like, okay, he might not beat him, but it'll be close enough to make up for the however many spots he gets drafted
Yeah.
over him. I mean, I see Kincaid going in like the 8th round of FFPCs, where I know Laporta wasn't even close to that.
Yeah, like I said, I'm taking him in a lot of best balls just because I think he might get he could easily only have 500 yards but score double-digit touchdowns. Like he might because we just don't have that red zone target, and maybe he's the guy. But yeah, like once again, maybe Knox gets more involved because Knox has the talent to do it. Last year wasn't his fault that he didn't do well. Like there was nothing drawn up for him. We saw him at the end of the season when he was actually running routes, making big plays. So Knox just isn't gonna be an afterthought. So I don't
He's
know.
going like round 16, 17 too.
He's
not
definitely a
horrible
good
pick.
scoop. Yeah.
Yeah, so honestly, I think Knox is a good if you wait on tight end is a good option. Like if you get a guy like Kelce and you're like, I'm not drafting a backup.
Yeah, I would like
Until
me
fucking-
personally. I would like Likely, but I could see like Knox in a similar.
I love
spot.
Likely too. Yeah.
those guys are gonna still do something for you as like if you're forced to. That's all you can get is those
Right.
type of guys. I'm
Yeah.
all right with that.
Yeah, it's basically like if you get one of the top 3 guys, it's like don't touch tight end until
Yeah, you
round
don't need
15.
to anyways. Yeah, if one of them get hurt, yeah, it
And
sucks
then
for you. But
you basically just go after the guy who you hope will get you a touchdown on their bye week. That's
Yeah.
basically it. Any other like sleeper tight ends? I love Irv Smith. Actually, I almost want to put him in.
no,
my
that was
top
a good
10,
one by
but
you guys. Not that he's a sleeper, but I do think Njoku can have a big season with Watson.
Oh, I do have one, like a sleeper. Hunter Henry, I think he could definitely.
What about Gesicki being there?
Oh, that's what I meant, Gesicki. I meant
Gesicki.
Gesicki. Yeah, I think because he ate in Miami even with. He sucked with.
He sucked real bad last year.
Yeah.
The
But
year
a lot
before
of
that,
it
he was
again
okay,
was
yeah.
because he can't block.
Right.
And that's what we talked about it a little bit ago is like fantasy wise, he definitely can catch the ball. He's really skilled, but he's not a good blocker.
Yeah.
Maybe on New England they can figure some things out with him because they have other guys who can
That's
block.
what I meant to say, Gesicki, not Hunter.
I mean, I could see that being a thing. Who's the Jets tight end?
Conklin,
Conklin?
right?
Is it still Conklin?
I just dropped him. I don't know. It was probably stupid by me, but
Not really. He's just a guy that you probably will be able to.
I don't even know if he's. Uzama's there too. That's why I dropped
Yeah,
him.
so I don't think like one of those guys probably won't do much.
Or they probably fucking rotate.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, unless the team runs a lot of 12-man sets, you can't really trust a tight end too on a team.
Yeah.
And people are just assuming that the Bills are going to run 12-man sets now that fucking we have 2 tight ends, but might just be Kincaid in the
They
slot.
said we were going to do
You know who's a
that.
good sleeper is that Ferguson from Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
actually had some decent
Come
games.
scoop him in
and-
Steve's league.
No. I'm good on tight end over there. I got like Evan Ingram, Hunter Henry, and somebody else.
He's my
who's
tight end
decent.
one. Now I got Kate Otten. Oh, that's a good one. Kate Otten.
Yeah, I don't like Baker though.
Is he starting?
Yeah,
Njoku
probably.
did nothing when Baker.
I thought
was there.
Njoku ate with him.
Nah.
No,
I don't know. I remember I fucking scooped Njoku in your league.
Njoku was good last year. Was
Bro,
with Brissett.
Yeah, Brissett.
I scooped him for a bye week or whatever. I forgot exactly why I scooped him. He didn't do nothing. He got like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
I
Baker-
dropped him the next week.
Had
He
like
dropped
4 touchdowns.
Dude, it was like 4
Yeah,
touchdowns
Baker
and
didn't play
100
with them
yards.
last year.
Oh yeah, I'm tripping. It was
Yeah, Baker sucks.
Brissett, right?
Brissett.
And Watson.
Yeah, I have I can't really remember.
What happened to Brissett? Where'd he go?
He's the backup on.
Somewhere good, isn't it?
He might actually win the starting job. Oh, Washington.
Oh, I said somewhere good. No, I heard Howell.
It's
was
good for
crushing.
him because if he wins.
I heard Sam Howell was out here.
Did you?
I did a FFPC. Want to hear it?
Yeah.
I got Joe Burrow, Miles Sanders, and Pacheco. Garrett Wilson.
So even you disrespect running backs the way you draft.
Yeah. Garrett Wilson, AJ Brown, Freiermuth, Jerry Jeudy, Rashad White, Tyler Bass, and Dallas D. And then my bench is Trey Lance, Keontae Ingram.
Joe will give Trey Lance a shot in 10 years.
Well, listen, here's my thinking behind it. There was no other quarterbacks there. Well, there was, but it was like I forgot who. It was like I don't know. I think Mac Jones might have been there, and so I was just thinking
I'm
if
taking Mac Jones over Trey Lance.
no, I'm thinking if Trey Lance gets the starting job, what if he just crushes it? Dude, he was picked number 3 overall. There's no way he's just bad. I can't. I have to keep going in on it.
It's Trubisky, dude.
Jamarcus Russell. Brian
I
Leaf.
guess. Then Algier McBride, Jaden Reed, Wandale Robinson, Odell, Michael Thomas, Curtis Samuel, and Irv Smith. My bench is fire though.
You have like 1 running back on your bench. It's crazy.
I have 3.
Oh yeah, you had McBride.
Algier. And
Yeah.
And then I have 3 starting ones.
I actually like that lineup a lot.
I do too. I was happy about it.
Getting Jerry Jeudy as the flex is fire.
Well, I went
I'm on the Jeudy train
he's
now.
about to be on leash, man.
I went Garrett Wilson, AJ Brown. I had picked 12, so it was 12-1.
St.
That's
Brown was
fire.
gone.
St. Brown was gone.
That'd
I
be
was
cool if he got both Browns.
and then Diggs was there at 11 and it went 11.
Yeah, dude fucked up. AJ Brown's about to put hands on Diggs.
I hope so.
I don't. Why do you think that?
Oh, Diggs. I think Diggs annoys me real bad.
Well, he annoys me real bad.
In
So.
September, you're good. He's gonna be like a wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
And he just has these games. He like I don't know. I had that FFPC team last year that was remember it was like 4th overall.
Yeah.
And then Diggs just started to suck. Him and Allen were arguing and shit. I don't know. I hated having him.
They didn't
Obviously,
argue
he's
until the
still that
playoffs, though.
Speaking of
dude. Now, the
annoying
Lions
players,
game, they were talking. Like they had problems. I don't know.
Speaking of annoying players, we almost got out of here without doing this, but the Jets are the Hard Knocks team, and
I heard
Aaron
Aaron Rodgers is pissed.
He's just complaining already, bro. It's like, bro, you forced yourself into the biggest market in sports, and you're complaining that you're about to be on TV. Like, what do you think was going to happen? You're the biggest. It was the biggest offseason storyline. You're in the biggest market.
He was probably hoping another team just
Accepted it.
took the role. They were one of the
They
teams.
forced it on me. Like, you're about to make $50 million. Shut up.
Yeah,
They
that is
forced
some bitch
nothing
shit.
on you. You're a
Hold out then. Fuck it.
It's just Aaron Rodgers was my favorite player 3 years ago, and now I hate him. It's
You're
just
gonna
like
hate him real bad
I've
soon,
never,
too.
No, dude.
I've never, literally taking the fact that he's on the Jets out of it. I've never had a player in my entire of being a fan fall. Mike Vick killed dogs, and I think he dropped off less than Rodgers did
my
for me,
God.
dude. That's an exaggeration, but dude,
Yo, can you bleep that out for us?
he's just. It's just so corny.
Just think when they
man.
beat you guys on Monday Night Football, then you got to watch Hard Knocks. He's going to be complaining about, oh, yeah, we just beat the Bills' ass, and I got to go do this Hard Knocks. You're going to hate his guts.
He's
then.
gonna get smacked.
Did you watch all that quarterback show?
I watched the first 4 episodes.
I
How
was
was
reading
it?
online.
It's fire.
I was reading online
Was
that
it?
Mahomes said that was like sneak dissing the Bills. I just want to know if it was.
Nah, not in the first 4 episodes. He said how much respect he has for them and shit.
And it,
He threw a touchdown to Juju and was running down the sidelines looking at your guy's sideline and said, I'm nasty. I'm nasty. Mahomes, I think
I fucking love
I
Mahomes.
love Mahomes
I do
more
too.
now than I ever did. He threw this
I gotta
crazy
watch
touchdown
this
versus
show.
the Bucks. He said, I'm like that. I like the way he looked at him and said it. And then
I wish his voice was just different.
Crosby kept sacking him and punching him and doing all this shit. And it was 17-0, and Mahomes threw 1 touchdown. It was still 17-7. He got his face. He said, you fuck with the wrong motherfucker. He was like headbutting Crosby trying to fight him and shit. It was crazy. Just beat his ass after. He's the best.
they
Yeah,
won.
I love Mahomes.
Yeah, Chiefs won. And then after he beat Hug Crosby, he was like, oh, you're a real good player, man. I don't know. I like Mahomes. He's that dude.
I like Mahomes a lot too. It sucks that I wish he was in the NFC.
Cousins is a cool ass dude, too. You guys should watch that show.
I'm gonna
I
watch it.
actually I did hear he had a bar. He was like, I could walk on water, and the haters would say
They
because I
couldn't
can't swim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish he wasn't on the Vikings because I would like to root for him now after watching how much he really does want to win and he works hard and
Yeah.
he's like a cool ass dude, but he's a Viking, so fuck him. And then Mariota's cool, but his shit was kind of corny because they suck.
I kind of like
didn't
that.
even- he
though.
wasn't
I
even-
like
They did
it's
like it was like
it's like the best
best
quarterback, the 16th best
yeah.
quarterback, and the 32nd
It was
best
cool.
quarterback.
I'm only on, like I said, I'm like halfway done with it. Mahomes is just that dude.
I'm about to watch it.
I like he was talking about how they draw how the safeties play now like 2 deep or whatever it is, and he threw an interception versus San Fran early in that game. It was McCaffrey's first game, and he's like I hope they keep doing that or whatever because a lot of teams don't let him throw deep. He's like I want to throw deep. Next drive throws a bomb to Scantlin. Kansas City ends up putting up like 40 points this game, and he's on the side. He's like I watch film. He's like they didn't know that. I've been watching film. I don't know. Dude, he's just mad good.
He'd be a lot cooler if his voice just didn't sound like.
I think I
the
like
thing.
that's his voice.
I don't.
Because it just makes it. He's got to annoy people even more when he's.
That's
he's
true.
like, I'm like that.
That's
Like,
true.
Like, oh my god.
It's true. All right, I think that's it, man. There's just
All
we
right,
actually had a
peace.
decent amount of news, at least for this episode.
Yeah, we're chilling. We had a nice
Ne- yeah.
cameo for you and shit.
Why? Yeah, that shit was funny as fuck. Wide receivers or running backs next week?
Let's do running backs.
Let's give running back some respect and save them for last or something.
That's what the fucking owners do too.
Nah, I don't
We'll
care
save
whatever
them
you
for
want.
last when actual news comes out, so we like rush through it and shit.
Well, yeah, because we do it. Like I don't even know how to rank Barkley right now. Like I wouldn't draft him where he goes, and I love Barkley. So
I don't draft any running backs where he goes because I tell myself every fucking year, do not do running backs, and then every year someone falls to me and I'm like, gotta take him here,
well-
and then 2 rounds later I'm like, I could have just grabbed this fucking guy.
We were.
Every-
Be high on Chubb this year like you were last year.
I was high on Chubb
I
last
know,
year, but
be high on him
No,
this year.
Harry's definitely right.
I know I love Chubb, but he's good. What is he? He's the first round
No,
pick?
he's
Nah,
not.
he's like middle of the second.
I'm 2 receivers, Ben.
Now listen.
No, I did one underdog where it was like McCaffrey fell to 5.
Are we doing an
and I got
FFPC
McCaffrey
together?
and
All 3 of
Taylor,
us or no?
And then I just filled. I actually love that team. I didn't think I would because I was like, "Fuck it, it's only like $10 league." I was just like being experimental or whatever. But something crazy has to happen for me to draft a running back in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, we'll see then.
Nah, I think you got to draft a running back in the first 2 rounds.
I just think the guys.
I
that are
just
going
did
in
it.
the,
Nah, I just.
Bro, you
not,
can get Walker and Aaron Jones in like the 5th and 6th rounds. It's like,
Yeah.
and then you have
It's
3
not an
receivers.
FFPC though.
I don't know.
Like,
Like
those
I ended
teams,
up with.
don't let you do that a lot. It's
Nah,
FFPC
I
is
ended up
always
with like
different, but-
Pacheco. I mean, I do end up like Pacheco, Miles Sanders, and Rashad White. I think those are all good running backs, but like having like Chubb or something.
It's
sounds
nice
way
knowing
better.
you're about to get 20 points a week from your running back.
Yeah.
All right, well, so we'll do receivers next week, and then we'll do running backs, and then we could just do like an IDP thing before we do the draft too. We'll do like rank like the best
then we
20
could probably
IDP
just do
players.
an FFPC.
Yeah, and then
You wanna
we
do
need
one?
to I want to do at least 2 teams
guys
this
can
year.
put me in.
I'm a little low on money too, like our buddy Harry over here, but
Let's just do it.
I definitely want to do 2 teams at least.
2?
I want to do 2. We did 2 last year. One was like not that good. Well, they were both really
I
good,
was
but
gonna say
like
both are amazing.
one was like we had a fucking shot. I'm just gonna be pissed if we draft one team and then we get bad luck on that team. I like having like that second team.
I'm
'cause,
down.
Like, what if though our one team we draft we have fucking 6 injuries, and it's like, oh fuck, this is just annoying.
The biggest mistake we made was taking Josh Allen over Mahomes. Mahomes was lighting it up in the championship week. Allen was over here sucking. My elbow hurts. Diggs is mad at me. Mahomes
stop
is too
hating.
good. Nah, dude, fuck them dudes.
You're a fucking hater.
I am a hater when they fucked with my money. I'm sorry you don't mind losing money with your phone case and shit.
Yeah, you're buying
Go
expensive
Packers,
phone
man.
cases and you're
Fucking
losing.
Diggs
in
is over
fantasy.
here. Yeah, what happened? We had Christian Watson. What do you do for us?
I can't
Crushed.
I can't stop.
We had Aaron Jones. What do you do? Crushed.
You know what I can't stop drafting though?
Who?
Jaden Reed.
He's
I
about to
can't
crush.
stop.
He'll do what he has to do
I
for
can't
you.
stop drafting him.
You like him? You think he's gonna be better than Dobbs?
Yeah, I do think so.
Rank, real quick. Rank players on Packers by fantasy value.
Watson, Aaron Jones.
Watson's the number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Watson, Aaron Jones, Dillon, then probably Reed.
My real question was Reed over Dobbs.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because it's hard to say what tight end's going to do good. I'm not going to draft Jordan Love. So, I mean, yeah, I could see myself taking Jaden Reed in a lot of spots late as fuck. I mean, maybe Dobbs will beat him, but I don't know.
Reed could be number 1.
Nah, Watson's so good. That boy too nice, boy.
He's like a 3rd-round pick this year.
I know, he's
It's
worth
nuts.
it.
I don't know if he's
He could be like Gabe Davis. Oh, I'm in the 3rd round, can't do shit. You know what I mean?
could
but he's
be-
your
he could
number
be
one.
like
Richard
that.
Watson play for
He
the
could be
Bills.
like that.
Super Bowl. Diggs and Watson unstoppable. Super Bowl champs.
All right, peace.
You got Gabe
I
Davis
can't
and
handle
fucking
this
Kid
no
King.
more. I can't.
You know what I mean?
All right, guys, we're out of here. We'll be back next week.
Don't fucking
Thank you
cut
for
me
listening.
Peace.
Peace.
Out of here, man.
I can't believe this dude paid Peter Griffin to fucking talk shit.